Hello buddy and welcome, I'm Comodin Cam, and today we're going to be ranking every Blackout design from worst to best.
God. Fall before me, insects!
Now Blackout is an interesting character because before his big debut in 2007, he had a lot of various designs, which is going to make this very interesting to look at. Now without further ado, let's just dive straight into the tier names. And first up, we have... And now for the second tier...
Fall before me, insects!
And now for the middle tier... Now for the fourth tier...
Blackout, you fool! We need the space bridge operational!
Oh, sorry.
Now for the final tier, I know it's not Blackout, but I want to use it. They're basically identical, and it's so cool.
Piece of tin.
First up is Generation 1, and you may be mistaken on who exactly Blackout is in G1, thanks to the Dreamwave's profiles accidentally swapping the character models with his partner, Space Shot. So this is actually Blackout, and he is meant to combine with his partner, Space Shot. But yeah, I've actually got nothing to say about this design. I guess what I could add is in the Beast Wars Uprising comic, they switched Blackout and Space Shot and made them sisters instead. Sadly, he never appeared in the G1 cartoon because this was the final wave of the original toy line in the US. And yeah, the B-1 bomber jet is actually pretty cool, but besides from that, the art makes the toy look a hell of a lot better. I do like the thrusters of the jet being on the side of the arms, that's actually pretty neat, but yeah, that's kind of it really. Next up is Generation 2, and this is simply just a repaint of the Seeker, and this was cancelled, and I can understand why. This is the most boring design yet. The next significant Blackout would be an Armada. Now I do have a soft spot for this because I did grow up with it, but still, this is Hasbro throwing a name on a character design that they think works, and I do like this design because it really works with the Demolisher character. I used to play with this minicon all the time as a kid, using it to launch Demolisher's missiles. The Blackout name would be used again in Transformers Energon, which is simply just a blue coloured dive bomb type Terracon. The show used the name to refer to one of them as Blackout, but besides from that, it's nothing unique. Technically, he did get a figure released in Japan as Shadowhawk Cosmo type. This is just a throwaway line just to keep the trademark, or they just really liked the name as they used it again in Energon. This time as a member of one of the Destruction team that formed into Bruticus Maximus, making this the first Blackout that was a helicopter, no doubt inspiring Hasbro to use the name in 2007. But unfortunately, this Blackout has no personality, he was just simply a Combiner member. But I gotta say, before 2007, this is the best Blackout design. Now let's talk about our main guy, Blackout, in the first live action movie in 2007. This is such an incredible design, and this was the first design we saw, and this was just jaw-dropping the first time I saw it. I love the MH-53 Pave Low helicopter. It's such an iconic looking helicopter, and it's perfect for a character like Blackout. I used to play as him all the time in the Transformers the game, and even as Grindor in the Revenge of the Fallen game. This design is just so cool and just so badass, and I love the various iterations that we've had after this, because I think this design has just set the standard for what all Blackout should look like in each incarnation. And I just think it's really neat that his head design is based on the Decepticon insignia, and he's the first Decepticon we see in the film. And him being partnered up with Scorponok is a really good match. I would have never thought to put these two together. I wasn't the biggest fan of his first toy in 2007, but the Studio Series and the Masterpiece have definitely done justice to that design. Now there are other designs of Blackout within the Bayverse. First is his early design, which is a combination of Soundwave and Blackout. Yeah, I'm glad they didn't go with that. Of course, this is just the testing stage. But his other design that's a lot more interesting in the prequel comics, where he looks like a hedgehog, and I really dig it. Of course, he doesn't have the propellers, he's not transformed into the helicopter yet, but this is actually pretty cool. I like this a lot. I like the spiky look on the back of him. That's pretty interesting. Now, I'm not going to include Grindor, but I will mention it. Basically, in Revenge of the Fallen, Blackout's design was brought back and renamed as Grindor. The toy line clarified that this is a separate character. Now, his helicopter mode is slightly different, but it isn't massive as people like to think, it's only slightly bigger. The only reason that Grindor is so massive in that one shot in the film is to appease your spectacle gaze, because Optimus Prime jumping on Grindor wouldn't work if they were the exact same size. I mean, look at these shots here, they're exactly the same height. Massive or not, this is no different than Blackout, the robot mode anyway. I mean, in the toy line, they just made him this really ugly white. I mean, they had to do something to differentiate it from Blackout, right? Fan headcanons aside, whether you like to think this is a reincarnation of Blackout or his brother, it doesn't matter at this point. The film came out in like 2009. Also in 2009, we was treated to Blackout in Transformers Animated, and this is... wow, it takes that original 2007 Blackout and just puts it in the animated universe so beautifully. This guy is a gigantic brute, he is enormous, and he would single-handedly take down Omega Sentinels during the Great War. He's literally a Blackout when he stomps on the ground. Such a beautiful design. Derek definitely knew how to incorporate all the elements from Bayverse and work with his style. He also has an Earth mode as well, with the unfortunate cancelled Voyager figure. So he does have a Cybertronian mode, which is this really incredible space sort of helicopter jet, whatever. But then we've got his regular Earth mode, which is more similar to the 2007 helicopter. And yeah, it looks nice, it looks decent. I'm still, to this day, hoping to get my hands on that Voyager Blackout. It was only released in the Takara line, and it just looks beautiful, looks gorgeous. Yes, it may not be scale accurate, but damn it, I still want it to this day. Now, Blackout has appeared in several comics, most specifically the Beast Hunters comic, where Slug helps him out of some wreckage. Unfortunately, though, he succumbs to his wounds. His design is very much like Bayverse, but G1, and I do like it. It's simple, and it's a good homage to both worlds. But when it comes to the Optimus Prime IDW comic, he's just simply there in the background, looking very much like a animated style of Bayverse, and it looks pretty cool. I just wish we could have seen his whole design. Blackout's final official media appearance is in the Transformers Online Chinese game, and whoa baby, this is gorgeous. Look at this. Gives me Prime vibes right off the bat, and I just wish now Blackout appeared in the Prime series, because this is, I mean, it's strictly homage in Bayverse, but it adds a Prime aesthetic to it, which is so beautiful. I love the shoulders, I love how massive they are, and how they appear on gameplay as well. This whole design is just fantastic, and the helicopter mode being very different as well. Yeah, this is beautiful. Come on, Hasbro, give us more Blackout designs. We need more of this guy. Now let's talk about some fan art, because I want to celebrate all the great fan art out there. And first up is Mecha VR, and this is just wow. I really do like the different approach you've given to his helicopter mode. I like the double blades, they're really nice, and I love his mass change as well. Of course, the head sculpt is still very similar, but still regardless, this is a great change that I think is really nice. Another design that I think is really nice is God of Creating. This is a female Blackout, and I love that head design. That revamp is so cool, and this Blackout is ready for action. I love that giant ass gun that she has, and compared to human size, yeah, that human is not going to survive. This is a brute, this is ready for action, and I think this Blackout is, well, she's just amazing. Now, one of my favorite artists is Mesopius, and I just love this. Whatever this artist produced, I am just a massive fan, and this is just wow. I love the style so much. This Cybertronian-esque Blackout looks really, really cool. I like the blades on the forearms. All the lining detail is just fantastic, as always. And, well, they do have a sibling, and that is Grindor. There we go. I love how they've made the changes, like just differentiate them just a little bit more, but still recognizable as siblings. Yeah, this is fantastic. I love the different colors. Really cool. Now, another really great artist that I really like is Diver. What they've done here, give it this brand new animated style and give him a Minicom partner who is actually called Grindor in memory of his fallen twin. And also a massive fan of Xenocron. I love this entire aesthetic. I love the change. This is still Blackout, as we all know, but the colors are a lot different, a lot better, and yeah, that chest is really, really cool. Reminds me so much of animated. Both of these designs do. That's why I thought I'd put them together, because they are just great advances of that original animated design. Now it's time to give a shout out to changing his tuba. I love this G1-esque style Blackout. I don't know, it gives me G1 vibes, but I like the Obviously Bayverse head, but a lot more simplified, a lot more easier. And yeah, this guy is a brute. I love his arms. I love the shoulder pads. Really nice. Now it's time to showcase Goro Zito Nicholas's claymation of Blackout. This is entirely made out of Play-Doh, I'm assuming, and this is, wow, this is incredible. I love the detail on this so much. I used to do a lot of this as a kid, so I can only begin to imagine how long this took to make, and wow, really impressive. You can tell you put a lot of effort into this, and this is such a good representation of Blackout. Really nice. Now I want to showcase more toy customs on the channel, and what a great place to start with Nitrous TF. He has basically taken the Sandstorm, the recent Sandstorm figure, and customized it into Blackout, and I couldn't think of a better fit. It works so well with the helicopter mode. Granted, it's still a triple changer, so he still has his regular alt vehicle mode, which is fine, but honestly, this works so well for Blackout. Hasbro, if you're looking at this, please pay attention. We want a custom G1 looking like type of Blackout, and using Sandstorm is a perfect fit. I could not really care less about the vehicle mode, but I still appreciate that Nitrous has put the effort into making sure the vehicle mode stands out as well. Yeah, this is just cool. This is a great custom. You got Sector 7 on the side, which is a nice extra touch. Just a great Transformers custom toy. I like it. Now, one of my favorite artists, of course, as we know on the channel, Kairito10, and this is his female version of Blackout. Big win for female Blackouts. Honestly, it works. I'm all for it. And we've got what the Blackout character looks like with the battle mask, and I think it works so well. And I like how Kairito has really dived into the head design, making it more obvious that it's inspired from the Decepticon insignia, and it works so well with this art style. What can I say? Just fantastic. Also fantastic is Kevtron Prime. Once again, I like the different approach, giving it a different vehicle mode. I like this helicopter, and I like the style, having the propellers on the side of her arms and the chest of the cockpit right in front. Really, really nice. And giving Blackout some green as well. Green, silver, and blue really, really works. I like it so much. One of Megatron's most trusted soldiers. As he looks like, he looks really well adapted to taking on Autobots. Such a great art piece, such a great profile, really great job. Also, a really great job, you know him, Shan Art, just taking that animated Blackout and giving it a lot of Bayverse. So aggressive, look at that giant ass claw. Yeah, this Blackout is ready for action. He can take on so many Omega Sentinels. I love this art stuff so much. Dude is such a great, fantastic artist. I love all of this. The red lightning that's beaming from his propellers. It's just so awesome, so menacing. Love that head sculpt so much. Now for our final fan art design, it's by Sir Peak Pen, and just a fantastic mold. I like the propeller being on the side. This is very inspired a little bit from the original 2007 toy. I like how he's taken that into consideration, and I love the rocket missiles on the shoulder pads. Really cool. This seems like a sad Blackout though. He looks really sad. He looks like he doesn't want to be fighting, but if he starts fighting, you know you've got to watch out. You know you've got to be worried. I like the proportion mashing all around this, the Decepticon insignia being split from the chest, and that shade of blue is really, really nice. Fantastic artwork, really, really dig it. And because all of these fan arts are fantastic, they of course all belong in the highest tier. And there we have it guys, every Blackout design ranked from worst to best. Now if I had to go with my personal favourite, even though I love the 2007 Blackout so much, I will have to go with Transformers Animated just because I think that design is just so solid and perfect. But what do you think guys? Of course, let me know what you think in the comment section below, and to keep updated, be sure to like, comment and subscribe, and click on that notification bell to get all updates instantly. Until the next video, I've been Comodin Cam, and goodbye.